entrepreneurship, many people say like my business feels like another baby, and it is in a way. And if you think about it like a baby, it is completely helpless at first. It needs you for everything, right? It can't hold its head up, it can't feed itself, it can't clean itself. Like your business needs you all the time. Welcome to Your Food Business Success. This podcast is for early stage entrepreneurs in the packaged food industry ready to finally turn that delicious idea into reality. I'm your host, Sari Kimbell. I have guided hundreds of food brand founders to success as an industry expert and business coach, and it's gotta be fun. In this podcast, I share with you mindset tools to become a true entrepreneur and run your business like a boss. Interviews with industry experts to help you understand the business you are actually in, and food founder journeys so you can learn what worked and didn't work and not feel so alone in your own journey. Now let's jump in. Cue the confetti. We are celebrating a huge milestone today. Today is the 4-year anniversary of the podcast. This is the 208th episode, which is just completely mind-blowing to me that I started this podcast 4 years ago during COVID in my home, locked in my home office. And my coach at the time, even though I had a YouTube channel, and somehow that felt comfortable enough, but he was like, you got to start a podcast. And I was like, but what if I don't have anything to say? What if I run out of things to talk about? And here we are 4 years later, a new podcast nearly every week, and a podcast that has come out consistently every Tuesday. And I have not run out of things to say. In fact, I would say I just keep evolving and I have more to talk about. I have more insights, more connections, more amazing people, more ways to help you become the CEO of your business, more ways for you to launch faster and do it with less pain and less wasting time and money. And so I am just patting myself on the back here, giving myself a high five. And I am really freaking proud of these last 4 years. And I just want to also say thank you. Many of you have been listening since the beginning. And if you just found the podcast, welcome. You have many episodes to fill your brain and provide you with lots of great inspiration and ideas. And thanks for coming on this ride with me. It's pretty amazing when we look back at what we can do over the course of a long period of time. And I'm just really proud of myself for showing up each week and just keep evolving, keep doing this. And I will make one request of you. If you have enjoyed the podcast, whether this is your very first podcast or your 208th podcast, I would love for you to leave a review if you have not yet. Go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review there. You could also leave a Facebook review. You could leave a Google Business review. All of them are under Food Business Success. When you guys leave a review, it really helps other people to find this work. And I'm on a mission to help you all do your businesses better, do them faster, have more fun, create something that has more impact in the world. So thank you for doing that. You could pause it right now and just take 1 minute or less and do that. I really appreciate it. Okay, so then the question is, what am I going to talk about on the 4-year anniversary, 208 episodes? And of course, I get in my head a little bit of like, it's gotta be amazing. And, should it be a big guest or what am I going to talk about? And I am so excited to bring this concept to you. It's something that I have been working on for myself for, I would say, almost 2 years. And it's something that I just keep working out and massaging and kneading and evolving. And I'm really excited to share this concept of creating a beautiful business. I love this terminology. I love it more than creating a successful business or a winning business or, any other kind of achievement-based thing. And I love reframing the businesses that we're creating. Like, let's create a beautiful business. And what does that mean? We're going to talk about it, but it's something that I just keep coming back to, and it helps me to make decisions for my own business, and it helps folks that I'm working with in Master Your Business and the 10X Mastermind to keep coming back to that idea of like, what is a beautiful business for you? And I think there's such a big difference in the way it feels in my body, right? A successful business, a certain level, a $10 million business, a $100 million business, a $10,000 business. Like that kind of gets me a little agitated and like expectations and achievement and go, go, go versus a beautiful business kind of helps me to step back and really focus on what matters. It's not going to be some outside extrinsic level of success. It's an intrinsic. It's individual. It's unique for each person. That said, I think that there are some commonalities of what a beautiful business is and what it's not. And sometimes when we're defining, I've had a hard time. I've done a lot of writing on this for you guys as I've thought about what is a beautiful business for a CPG brand is what you are. And I think sometimes the easiest way to explain a little more vague, esoteric concepts like this is to actually define what it's not first. So let's start there. A beautiful business is not everything's in your head and nothing is repeatable. And you are the only one who knows how to do anything. It is not you constantly saying or thinking, I'll just do it myself. I'm the only one who knows how to do this right. And it's just easier if I do it. We get out of doing that. That does not happen anymore in a beautiful business. It is not you putting your head in the sand around your financials or other things that you need to measure. It is not ignoring taxes. It is not ignoring inventory and social media and all your website. It is not ignoring any part of your business. It does not mean that everything is just easy peasy, sit back and relax, and that there are no challenges in your business. There are always going to be challenges. There are always going to be problems to solve, but we're not solving the same low-level problems anymore. We are solving the bigger challenges. That's what's so fun about business. There's always a new challenge, always something new to go after. But we're doing it from a place of this is part of the journey. This is part of the fun. Let's go after the next thing. And it's not you in the weeds of your business solving the stupid little things that somebody else could do. They have either been automated, they've been outsourced, or we have just solved it one time and now it's off of our plate. So it is not just sitting back and just watching cash come in without you doing anything. If anybody wants to sell that to you as like to help you set up that kind of business, I would run away. I'm just saying that there aren't maybe some business models that are more like that, but a packaged food business is not that. A beautiful business is not just you always putting out giant fires, one after the other after the other. It is, I want to go to what it is, but we're not going to go there yet. It is not that, though. It is not you having no time for your personal self-care, for your well-being, for your time spent with others. It is not you just waking up with paralyzing anxiety and worry and overwhelm about your business. It is none of those things. And I could go on and on because I see it, I hear it as a life coach. People tell me a lot of things, and it is not that. right? It is not comparing yourself to every brand that looks like on Instagram that they are doing so much better than you. It's not comparing yourself to somebody who you've been following a long time who got on the store shelves at Whole Foods or is on Amazon or won an award. It is none of that. It is not you laying awake at night wondering how you're going to pay the bills. It is not you in the kitchen at 2 a.m. It is not you up at 3 a.m. for a farmer's market. It is not you working overnights and 80-hour weeks and stressed out. It is not you hiring people who take advantage of you, who don't meet expectations. And it is not you taking it all back because you tried to delegate and then you didn't set good success models, what success looks like. And so you take it all back because you're super frustrated. And then you start saying things like, I just have to do it all myself because nobody else can do it for me. All right, I think we get a good idea of what it's not. So hopefully you're like, yeah, maybe you resonate with one or many of those pain points. Now, I know that none of you are like, let me sign up for that, right? I'm sure none of you are thinking that. And yet, when we sort of trip and fall into entrepreneurship, which is what most of us do, including myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we do not know, most of us don't know how to set up a self-managing company. That's what Dan Sullivan with Strategic Coach uses. It could be more of like a turnkey business, might be another phrase you hear. I think those are all very similar. And we don't know how to do that. Most people are not taught. And if you are new to entrepreneurship, there is no way that you understand how to create a beautiful business. And I don't even know that it's possible from day one. I think it's something you do have to go through a little bit of suffering. But what I want to help you avoid is the long-term, drawn-out angst and suffering and wondering if you should just shut this whole thing down and all of the mental energy that goes into kind of slogging it out, right? There is a certain amount of inertia that you have to get over when you start a business. I was explaining this to somebody the other day, and I thought of it more in terms, I like using the analogy of like a baby, right? Because entrepreneurship, many people say like my business feels like another baby, and it is in a way. And if you think about it like a baby, it is completely helpless at first. It needs you for everything, right? It can't hold its head up, it can't feed itself, it can't clean itself. Like your business needs you all the time. And we got to drop our expectations that our business should be performing for us, day one out of the gate. We need to nurture it. We need to parent. We need to be there for our businesses. And then we kind of go through this phase where it's just messy. It's ugly. It's like we don't know how to stop being in our businesses, right? 100% full time, all of it. It's all up in our head. It's all this anxiety. It's like we are just consumed by our businesses. And so I really think that the beautiful business phase, when you learn the tools, when you learn how to create that for yourself and your business, that it's almost like the senior in high school. When you do the work of the teenage, maybe it's like the teenage angst years, right? Where there's like it's kind of miserable. It's up and down and lots of chaos and drama, all these things. And if you do it right and you set up the foundations that we do inside Master Your Business to help you create a beautiful business, when you do this, then it's like you have a senior in high school who's on the right track, who is now pretty independent. Doesn't mean that they're completely on their own, but they're getting ready for the next, like, more independent phase of their life. And of course, none of this means that, like, chronologically we have our businesses need to take this long. We can actually go through these phases fairly quickly if you're willing to be coachable, if you're willing to learn, if you're open to letting go of your imposter syndrome and the things you tell yourself, like, I'm not good with numbers. I'm not good with spreadsheets. I don't know how to talk about my product. I don't like selling. I don't like social media. If we are willing to drop those pieces of our identity and we're willing to learn new things, then it's possible to go through this quickly. I have worked with people who have done this work even pre-launch. I don't usually recommend it, but certain people, it makes sense. And they set this up pre-launch. And so it gets you there so much faster. So this is definitely not chronological, but it might help you to kind of understand, like, oh, imagine like my niece, I would say, is this. She has just had such a beautiful, supportive, loving environment as she's gone through all the teenage angst and like set up with some really great foundations that as she just graduated high school, she's like moving into the world as a more independent adult with the tools and the foundations for her to really thrive. And that's exactly what we want to do in our businesses. Okay, so what is a beautiful business? Like I said, this is something that I have been working on a lot in fall of 2022, and I want to give full credit. I actually started listening to a podcast that was originally called A Beautiful Business, and it was about coaching, but a gentleman named Mark Butler, and he really offered some new ideas for me that I really needed at the time. I was under so much pressure to have a certain level of business and to have a certain number of clients, and pressure from the outside, but pressure internally as well. And this concept, he presented this concept of a beautiful business. And I think I probably just sobbed because I was like, I wake up every day and I hate my life. I hate my business. I'm resenting it. It's just miserable. I'm not having fun. And I really stepped back in that winter of 22 and I was like, what is a beautiful business? What does it mean for me? What it actually looks like your sales channels and the amount of revenue and number of people in your business and all of that is going to vary greatly based on you, based on your dreams, based on your personality, your skill set, all of that. But I think in general, we can say that a beautiful business, it fills you up. It energizes you. You are serving others, you're creating impact, and the business is serving you as much as you are serving it, right? It balances out the give and take instead of your business feeling like, I was telling somebody, it feels like the plant in Little Shop of Horrors, right? It's like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. We often feel like our business is just like, needy, 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 feed me, feed me, feed me. But your business actually fills you up. A beautiful business means that you are not a victim of the business, that you are the one driving the bus, that you are making decisions, you have clear vision of what is that 10x goal? What is that 10x vision for your life and for your business? Because the two are intertwined, right? We can't get away. We can't just like compartmentalize. It's only my business that matters. I think a beautiful business means that the personal and the business coexist, and it's a more holistic approach. And so when you have a beautiful business, when you're in it, when you're creating it, it feels more fun. It feels more satisfying. It is, like I said, it fills you up. A beautiful business is that you have more freedom. I know none of you sign up to start a food business where you're like, I'm going to have zero time, zero money, zero resources, be exhausted all the time, chained to my business, never be able to take a day off. I know you're actually starting it because you want freedom of your time. You want freedom to be able to decide I want to spend my time here, or I want to be able to take time with my family and be present, the people I love, or I want to take a vacation and be present there, right? So a beautiful business does create more freedom. And it's by you taking ownership and being the CEO in your business and really setting the course, setting the vision, being more decisive, having more constraint on what you say yes to, and more importantly, what you say no to. A beautiful business means you embrace challenges. You have dealt with all the piddly little things, and every time a new challenge comes up, you create systems and processes around it so that it doesn't keep coming back and biting you in the butt. Like, you deal with it head on. You like, how do we solve this problem once and for all, or create systems that will manage it? And then you're like excited for the next challenge. Like, what else we got? And you make your problems bigger. And I know that sounds like counterintuitive, like, why would I want to make my problems bigger? But when you make your problems bigger, you have to be more creative, and the little problems don't matter as much because you're like, I'm solving for big problems over here. I don't care about this little stuff anymore. And I think that's a real trick of entrepreneurship, is go make your problems bigger, and you will actually get a lot more clarity and get a lot further along faster. You will wake up feeling more calm. Well, and I should say you will go to bed feeling proud and competent and successful and building up confidence, because you're like, you're celebrating the wins, you're making progress, and you're not making your business mean anything about you as a human personally. And so there's a level of, it's definitely building up a level of stoicism, which I'm a huge fan of. It's like, did I manage the things? Did I take ownership and responsibility of the things that I can control today? If so, then I go to bed with my head held high, right? No matter what's going on, there's always a new day. I'm not going to be able to solve all the problems in one day, right? And there's always meant to be new challenges. So going to bed with more peace, more confidence, more calm, so that you can actually wake up that way. And when we get out of the anxiety, the anxiety flywheel, where more anxiety creates more anxiety, creates more anxiety, then when you're waking up and you're more excited to get to work, you're not avoiding your business, you're excited. You're like, let's go. What do we got today? I'm excited for my work week. That that the anxiety calms down and you're actually able to be more creative and to solve problems. I think a beautiful business is managing expectations and not living in fantasy land. Many of us have fantasies, and they really are fantasies about how fast this is going to happen for you, whatever success is. And I think a beautiful business is about being more in it and present. Like, there's no achieving it, it just is. And you can create a beautiful business right now just by shifting some of your thought patterns and how you think of your business. But yes, a beautiful business is one where we manage our expectations around the timeline, and we're not in such a rush. We slow it down. We find alternative ways to feel safe and secure financially in the short term so that we can give our all and not be in full panic mode about our finances. We really need to create runway elsewhere, and that'll give us more calm, more peace to go and work the business. Because it really is so hard when you are splitting your energy between worrying about money and getting the business done, right? So I really would encourage you to look into that, of like, how can you find outside resources financially, because we put so much expectation on our business to perform immediately. And that's where we really kill a lot of the joy out of this period of time where we are evolving as entrepreneurs and as human beings. This is just part of your life journey, right? This is podcast for year 4. Like, it has been a journey and I've loved most of it. And when I didn't love it, I changed courses. A beautiful business is one where the chaos when you first start begins to level out, and there's a little more rhythm and predictability and certainty as we start to get a little bit more established. But this is very important. It's not just about time. It's that you are creating systems and processes, and that you are following through with the things that you start, right? A beautiful business is not having 10 things that you're only able to do a little bit. It's like you go deep and you finish strategies and tactics that you started. And then there's like that flywheel that's going, and there's an automation in place. And so this starts to level things out financially and also in just kind of the rhythm of your days. And it's a beautiful thing when that happens. And part of the reason why the startup chaos minimizes in a beautiful business is because we outsource to other people and to systems, to technology that create more breathing room so that we can do our zone of genius, so that we can do what Dan Sullivan calls our unique ability. The things that you probably wanted to do at the beginning in your business. But the reality is we got to also get really good at being a business owner, at being the CEO of our businesses. That comes first. And when you do this work, and I'm not saying it's easy, I do not want to sugarcoat it. This is hard work, but it is so worth it, because on the other side is where you have breathing room to do the things that you are best at. And you have breathing room to take time away, to go on a vacation, to do more self-care, to have more freedom of time. A beautiful business understands that there is no perfect solution, that it's always about trade-offs and acknowledging them and accepting them as part of being in business, as part of being a human. We don't get everything that we want. We make decisions, we make trade-offs, and we just accept that and move forward solving what we've decided we're going to solve. And so I think that there's a real peace that comes when we let go of needing to do everything. And in fact, we really want to focus on doing the right things for our business. A beautiful business lets go of the comparison with other brands, with other founders, and lets it fall on our own timeline. A beautiful business creates connection and opportunity because we're just more at peace, we're more relaxed, and we are attracting new things to us without us having to work so hard for them. And finally, I'll just wrap it up here to say I believe a beautiful business is about enoughness. It is letting go of the achievement treadmill of like more, 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 more. And I know those of you who have already started a business, you probably thought at one point, when I make $10,000, I'll be happy. Then I'll be a success. Oh, wait, I got to 10,000. Actually, that number is 60,000. And then it's 100,000. And then it's 200,000. And then it's 500,000. Like, it's about deciding ahead of time, what does a business that feels like it's enough look like? And this is exactly the work that we do in Master Your Business. And so if this is resonating, I really would encourage you to go and apply. You just go to masteryourbiz.co, and this is the work that we do. And most of us need support. We need accountability. We need tools that we just don't have. You're not born with this, and most people are not taught this. But there is this beautiful place of getting to a business where you're like, this is enough. This is paying for my regular like well-being, my living expenses. This is giving me the time that I want with friends and family and for myself. This is the right kind of challenges and the right kind of fun for me. You get to define that based on you, your needs, your wants, your desires, the impact that you want to have. Not everybody should have $100 million business, even though plenty of people out there say that's the only measure of success. And then those people say, well, you need a $200 million business. So who are we kidding? Right? There's a feeling that I get when I say, I know what enough is. And that doesn't mean that you stay small. It doesn't mean that you don't have big goals, but there's a sufficiency there that you're not just going after external validation, that you are validated from the inside and you're like, I know what it is and I'm getting there. I have a plan. I know the vision. I know the strategies. I know the tactics and activities that I'm going to employ, and I'm doing them very intentionally for this result. Then the irony is when you come from a place of sufficiency and enoughness, then the world opens up. And that's where you can hit the gas. But the foundations of your business are set up. You have processes, you have systems, you have a team, you have people who support you, whether it's an internal team or you're being supported through, outsourced people and automations and technology. I am not against running a solo hobby business, but go into that eyes wide open and saying, I'm choosing that. And that might be a beautiful business for you. I am all for that. But just recognize that if you're going to create a bigger business, if you want a certain level of salary, if you want a certain level of impact in the world, because many of you are not just doing this for financial gain, you're doing it to make a difference in the world. So if that is you, then you need to go through this work. You need to become the CEO and decide, I am going to create a beautiful business. All right, are you in with me? How does that resonate with you? I just want you to feel it in your body when you say, I want a beautiful business. I am creating a beautiful business. I am going to come learn how to do it. When I talk about it, I get excited. This is my work in the world. This is where I shine. This is my unique ability where I'm like, let me help you. I've done it before. I will do it, continue to do it. Let me help you. This is not something you can do on your own. I really don't think anybody can do this on their own. We need a community. We need coaches. We need a guide. We need tools that we just don't have. Let's freaking go. What are you waiting for? Do you want to sit in this painful, miserable spot where you are stressed out, overwhelmed, the business is running you, you can't take any time off, and you're always flying off by the seat of your pants, running on adrenaline? I don't want that in a business. I don't want that for anybody in their business. Now is the time. If this is resonating with you, go take action. That's what entrepreneurs do. When they hear something that resonates, when you feel it in your body and you're like, this sounds very true. This sounds like me. This sounds like what I might need. Go take action. Go and apply. And then we're going to get on a phone call and you'll be able to ask me more questions. I'll make sure you understand the program. And here's the beautiful part. So we completely reworked it and I'm so excited. We're technically going to be launching Master Your Business. We're going to be starting in January. But what we are doing is pre-enrolling so that you can get started sooner. And we put together this incredible Q4 bonus pack where we are going to do some of the pre-work that is necessary to get you going for 2025. We don't want to start our goal planning in 2025. We actually want to do it well before then. Q4, October, November is when people are doing their strategic annual plan. And we're going to get you going on that. We're going to do 3 calls, one in October, November, and December. Whenever you sign up, you will be able to access those. And so come to the kickoff call, which is on September 24th. We're having an amazing kickoff call with author Stephen Adele. And I met him and listened to his talk, and I was like blown away. And he just launched a brand new book called Ready, Set, Scale. And the subtitle, I love it, is How to Scale Your Business Without Losing Your Soul. And he is going to be our special guest. We're going to be kicking off the Master Your Business on September 24th. And then whenever you get signed up, you will have access to all of those Q4 calls and inside our group and all the amazing things, including fuel. So it is just jam-packed. There's no reason why you want to wait until January. You want to apply now so that you can set yourself up for an incredible end of 2024. And let's go in 2025. Time for you to create a beautiful business. Go to masteryourbiz.co. You can apply there, and then we'll get on a call. And I can't wait to talk with you. All right, as I sign off on 208 episodes, 4 years, I am not committing to doing another 4, but I am committing to, as long as this podcast fits into my beautiful business model, I will be here. And you got plenty of episodes to listen to and to feed your beautiful business. So I hope you take a little time and just reflect on, write down, what are some things that are important to you that would make it a beautiful business for you. And until next time, have an amazing week. The smartest thing you can do as an entrepreneur is to invest in a who to help you with the how, to speed up your journey and help you skip the line. When you are ready for more support and accountability to finally get this thing done, you can work with me in 2 ways. Get me all to yourself with one-on-one business coaching, or join Food Business Success, which includes membership inside Fuel, our community of food business founders that includes monthly live group coaching calls and so much more. It's one of my favorite places to hang out, and I would love to see you there. Go to foodbizsuccess.com to start your journey towards your own food business success.